broadcasting from the Teddy Belanger Memorial Studio in Rome, New York, and way down there in Wake Forest, North Carolina. Ryan Boyle's over there. My name's Todd Emanuele. Welcome into episode 119 of the Avetts and Beyond. And we have a fun guest here today, a special guest. This is pretty cool. Nathan Butler is here. And you may be saying, Nathan Butler, who's Nathan Butler? Do we know Nathan Butler? Yes, you do. You know his dad mostly. His dad is David Butler, and David was a big part of the Avetts early start to their career, the early part of their career, I should say. He kind of discovered them. Am I right with that?
To a degree. I mean, I had certainly never heard of him, and all I knew is he was like constantly talking about them. And then, like, I was watching Dexter one time, and they mentioned that like they were going to see the Avett Brothers, and I was like, "That's the band my dad was talking about." And then he was like, "Oh yeah, Dexter was in the front row with me at New Year's Eve." Like the actor that plays Dexter, there, him and the sister love the Avetts, and I was just like, "This is different than I thought it was." Okay. But yeah, that's that. I mean, he would bring them on, and like, I mean, it's a college radio station, Guilford College, WQFS, and like,
Yes.
it's I mean, anything goes. Like, I've turned it on and heard it's springtime for Hitler in Germany, or it could be, like, I mean, Captain Beefheart, or you just never know. But it's what turned me on to like DJ Shadow or Hard Kiss or like all sorts of electronic music I never would have heard. So like
So he played all that stuff on his show. Like he had this show. It's called Sunday Morning Rehab Show, right? It was on WQFS, which was an independent college radio station, right? And he had this
right,
show for like 40 years.
a long time. Yeah, he did. And there may have been some sabbaticals, but yeah, it was quite a while. Like, I mean, I only had mine for a couple of years. The FCC would scare us too much. Like, we got too many calls from the FCC, but we had a 6-hour block of dance music, but his had always been like relatively around the same time, like Sunday mornings. And he just like, you just grow this following. Like, even in the little time I was there, I was amazed at the amount of people that would call in. And I can't imagine what his phone was like, because I mean, I couldn't get anything done because it was ringing all the time.
So on his show, like would he have guests on? Because I know Tim Mossberg, Tim Mossberg, the archivist for the Avett Brothers. He sent me a clip of Scott Avett when the Avetts were on his show once, and he like was doing the intro and outro to the show or whatever. It was a funny little recording. But did he have guests all the time, or was it just a music show?
I mean, he had guests. There was certainly room for guests, especially after they redid the studio. Like in the early days, like right around 2000, like early 2000s, like it was a lot different than it is now. Like now they have like a full-on control room, and they can fit a few guests, and it looks more like Kiss FM or something in New York. Like it's more, like up to date. But like before, yeah, you could bring in whoever you wanted, and like, I mean, heck, we were DJing, like we couldn't. There wasn't headphone cues. There was just Q A and B. So we were queuing in other speakers, not in our ears, and matching beats with like going off the two speakers at once. Like, but yeah, you could do what you wanted to. It was really free form, and like
I love that.
bring whoever you wanted. There was another a former neighbor of mine, Adam Wolf, or Adam Thorne, and he got kind of popular. He has his Wikipedia page, and he was a station manager while I was doing shows there, and he knew my dad, and like all these circles just kind of like started coming together from the radio station.
Everyone seemed to know your dad, right?
Seemed like it. I mean, like definitely more so than like me or anything. Like going out, like it would be him that knew everybody. I would introduce my friends to him, and some of them would have like they would have already met, or like, yeah, I mean, because he went to so many shows. I mean, sometimes a couple a week, where I might go to one a month. So he definitely had a leg up on me, but he knew the owner of the each and every venue, and like he from day one taught me how to like get good tickets to shows, or the best way to try.
It's really what it's all about, right?
Yeah. So like he's gonna go, especially if he ends up with a good seat. Like he's obligated to go, and he would get irritated if like he comped a ticket to somebody and they didn't go. So like because that used to bug me too, and now I know where I got it from, because we did the Castle McCulloch, the Carnival parties and stuff, and they were huge, but like those comp tickets, I mean, it would sell out like at 7,000 people, and there would still be like a line around the block.
Wait a minute. Tell me, you just triggered something for me. I've been to the Castle McCullough before,
I was the
and
headline DJ for those parties. They did the carnival. They did them twice a year, like the
yeah.
carnival. And it's like Halloween and yeah.
Well, no, I've only been there for like the Christmas thing, which I think is probably nothing like what you're talking about.
Kind of like the opposite. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the family version of it. Like
Right, right.
we might have spanking. Like there were 17 different areas, so like
Oh
7,000
my
kids
gosh.
spread out. Like you doesn't look like 7,000 people. They would spend $10,000 a night on fireworks and set them off like 50 feet over the treetop. So our jobs would be to run and put out all the fireballs and the leaves.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh my
I didn't know anything about this because I've only been there for the family stuff. I guess that's why.
Carnival Christmas would be interesting, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they decided to, in addition to the twice a year carnival ones, they decided to do a like S&M themed one or whatever, like a naughty one. So it pushed it even further. But like we already had a drinking booth. We had a 2-story stripper pole where I was DJing, like literally 2 stories, so 2 girls could get on it at once. Like there's funny pictures of me like holding my finger out, and it looks like I'm holding the girl's butt up. Like, but that venue has been like, it was the first place I played and the last place I played. Like in '95 was my first DJ gig, and like that's where I did my retirement set when I threw in the towel, and it was just a good place to end it. Like, and since that's where I began it, but yeah, it's had an interesting like tumultuous like few years, but it's back in the owner's hands after a long story. It was almost foreclosed on, but he's got it, and
Yeah.
I think
I thought it had closed because I was bummed that they weren't doing the holiday things anymore because that's what we knew. But now it looks like it's back open, but just as a like weird wedding venue.
I mean, it's on the Register of Historic Places.
Yeah.
It was the #1 wedding venue in the Southeast. They would do 3 weddings because they have a Crystal Garden and the castle. They could do 3 of them at once on a Saturday. Like that, you couldn't count it fast enough. Like the money that they were making, and like, yeah. I mean, I'm glad to see him get it back, but at the same time, I mean, it went from at first, like in about 2001 or so, maybe 2003 is about when we did the first one. Like the budget, like I was handling the DJs, and they're like, here's like $2,500 for the DJs or something. That's fair. I can get some like money to buy new music and bring somebody in from California or something. You know what I mean? Somebody worth. That's a surprise. They're not there to see the DJ, but it's nice to have a headliner. And it went from that to $175 on my last year total for everything. Like that's for my music, my equipment that broke, my 8 or 9 to 10 hours there, all that, because everyone's with a cell phone was like, I'll do it for free. I have an app that DJs for me. Like my mom can DJ. I mean, but I just bowed out while I could, gracefully as gracefully as I could. But it was wild, and my dad would come see me at those shows. Like it surprised the hell out of me because it's definitely the opposite of his scene. He might as well have been asking to go to like Super Jams or something, like, or I don't know, like a gun show. But he got like I gave him some comps and like a couple drink tickets, and I look up and he was there at the start of my set. And I see him, and he was like, "Yeah, like it's totally not his thing, obviously, but he was like, I could definitely tell the difference between your style and like what the other people were playing and the crowd reaction and stuff." It was interesting to get that feedback from the last person you expect to give you feedback about that.
Well, we took the Avetts and beyond, way beyond here with the talk of Carnival and all that. That was a first.
But there's a lot of rock stuff. Like there's a lot of folk. Like they had been for a while. Like we were pushing for like a lot more organic stuff. So it wouldn't have been outlandish to see them there if the timing had been right. Like I mean, like they missed by a couple years, but they weren't far off from playing there, I wouldn't say. Like, I mean, it's a lot of bands we would bring in, and a lot of them would be from all over, like New York, California, and
wow,
got to fill those stations.
Let me ask you this: your dad passed away last year, obviously. How far along did he take that show? Like, when did he stop doing the radio show?
He I would say like just under a year, maybe right around a year. It's kind of hard to remember.
Okay.
Because he became more and more private as the medical things got trickier and trickier. So like he would hide stuff, and like I found out about like him having retired after it happened. So it seems like it was right around a year before he passed, so that he could like just take the break or whatever. And
I just wonder if he brought in like the technology into his show, like being able to interview people like this, where we are in 3 different places across the country right now, talking to each
probably,
other.
I really think so, because I mean, like, this is the computer he would have used. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it like I could certainly see it. Although I didn't ever stream it online. I was always able to catch it over like just the radio waves. But like
Right.
they did a great deal of their like listenership through the computer. I mean, obviously that opens up so many more doors.
Right. Absolutely.
Can I show
So
y'all a blast from the past real quick?
yeah, go for it.
This is from Guilford College.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
How's that? That's pretty amazing.
That's what he looks like in his festival shots and stuff too. Like that, yeah, that him and my mom, they're just total like stereotype typical hippies, like protesting the yuppie scum, and going to like so many festivals. They'd be like, it was hell. Like, it never made me want to go to a festival. Like, their description, like, it was just like, yeah, absolute hell. Like, it was, we didn't think we were gonna live. And I was like, awesome, sign me up. Like,
So y'all are like yin and yang to like balance that out, I guess. Then it sounds like.
Guess so.
well, I mean, Woodstock didn't disappoint, I guess, with its rebound from. It was a total disaster. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's a weird industry. They've taken, like, I like the way that the Avetts have taken it, but kept it homegrown and kept it like family. Like, my dad always felt like a family to them, like, and to Jim and like all of them, Joe, and like he would go down to their like their ranch in Concord, and like he just like spoke nothing but the best things about these guys. And then once I started to like see the little things that they had like slipped my dad like here and there like over the years, and like they sure did love him, and like they were so kind. Like, I mean, so many of the
Like
albums,
what are you talking about? Give us some inside scoop there. What kind of things did they slip him?
like Darling's first CD with like a handwritten note from Seth. It's like, David, this is this is my project I'm working on, da 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 da. And like like it just, I hope you enjoy it. It's a little different. And like Scott would like some of the Nemo stuff, and I want to say Margot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Margot was Seth's and Nemo was Scott.
Yeah. Yes.
Like
and then they merged.
Oh yeah. So there's like Nemo's first CD, and Scott had like wrote, David, like, thanks for everything, da 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 da, and he wrote it with something that was kind of light, so he went back over with something else, and it looked super crazy because it's like a ballpoint pen and like a highlighter or something. They both go like, he has kind of like calligraphic, but he has like a hand style to him. You recognize Scott's hand, like. So I could definitely, like, as soon as I saw like that's from Scott, like, what is he? That's 2 colors over each other. Interesting. Like, but yeah, like just little CD notes, and like the box sets would have like just stuff packed in there that wasn't supposed to be in there, like all sorts of random stuff, and they would have, of course, all signed, like the album flat in it or whatever. But it would be just loaded with like other CDs, and like there. I have a reference master of Jim Avetts from the recording studio. That's like a red book reference master for studio reference. Like, basically, it's like a proof. Like, listen to this, approve it, and if you approve it, it's going on the CD type of thing.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
From the mastering house, still, like, like random.
How many people have those? I mean, that's pretty rare.
It is rare. Like, yeah, it's actually sitting like right around here. I think it's right here.
Let's see it. Show it. Cue the Jeopardy music for a minute, right? He's right there. Okay, good.
So it's
you
can see like red book and not production, reference master, and then I'm not looking at my screen. Sorry.
Is that like the track listing?
Yeah,
I can't really see it too well.
This will take time, through the passing years, fight with the bottle, tribes, this old house, preachers and thieves, and Naomi.
Nice. Oh,
that's really cool.
That is.
super neat stuff like that. Like a few like wood cuttings and stuff that Scott had done that, like, I guess they're lithographs, or I'm not sure the technical term, but his
Well, you still have all this stuff just sitting around?
I have a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them I moved to try to help my mom out and stuff. So like a lot, like it just felt like I wasn't appreciating it. Like I know so many people would, and there was such a frenzy for it, you know. So like I started to be like, let's just see, like, you know, we'll let the market set the price. We'll put an auction up and see, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
so like the majority of those are gone, but there's like my favorite one stayed. The banjo head stayed. So we have the banjo head that he recorded Four Thieves on, that had the dog running on it, like that.
Okay.
Like looked like a rabid dog, raccoon kind of thing. We have pictures of it too, of him playing it, but it was used in the recording of Four Thieves, and then he gave it to my dad. So it's in a frame with the picture of him playing it and an authentication plaque and all that, and like,
Wow, that's cool.
I think it was Tim Mossberg that I was like, I don't even know ballpark what I'm working with here. Like, I don't, and, you know, like this could be $1 million. It could be $300. He's like, I'd say 10,000, but it's just all about who's going to pay for it. Like,
right.
I mean,
if someone's willing to pay, it's worth it.
It's all about. I collect comic books, and my wife makes fun of me all the time, saying it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay you.
Right. It goes.
So you mentioned lino block, maybe lino block prints. I'm pointing over my shoulder. I have two things on the wall over here that are, if I can do it. Those are like lino, like they did when Scott did his art show at the North Carolina Museum of Art. They did like an opening night, and they had like a area where apparently the professor that taught him how to do that art was there, and you could like do your own print. He like helped you. And so those two prints on my wall are from that night. So I'm assuming cool. So he was really, I think Scott's really fascinated by that type of lino block type of art. And a lot of those can be done, you know, they can be made out of rubber, or they can be made out of wood, I think, but I'm not an expert.
Plastic or whatever, like you just kind of cut, like, you know, cut whatever you can, shave a little bit, like soap.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, there's a video of him making one of the early on posters, like the original poster that they made the prints from, and it was, I think, exactly what you're talking about. It was fascinating to watch. But,
and these were rough, uncut, like with the rings we got were like signed and numbered, and it was like at low, like the 20s or something, like, and it would be like just black ink, like obviously like on uncut paper that's untreated, like the edges untrimmed, and they're like, one of them's massive, and it almost looked like biblical, like a Catholic, like Mary kind of sculpture, like, you know, like it has like the arch, and like the woman like in a Mary like pose holding like an orb or something, and I think like the brothers around her or something.
That's really cool. If you ever get to a point where you want to like redecorate and you need a place to store that stuff, you know, you can send it to me, and I will gladly hold on to it for you. Is that bad?
I just want to see the stuff. I just like seeing the. I just appreciate. I like seeing all the art. I love that early art. I had the. There's like this poster that I think he illustrated that was like bloody, like the three, like, you know, Scott and Seth and Bob, and they're like heads are cut off, and they're rolling around the floor, you know.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Do you remember that? Yeah, I had a print of one of those, and but my wife thought it was too gory and wouldn't let me frame it and put it on the wall.
Oh, come on.
I mean, that, like, I like some of the like tackiest. I like the baseball card posters too. Like, straight up baseball card. They nailed it with that design. Like,
yeah, that's good stuff. I have a few of those.
Well, let's talk about YouTube for a moment. I mean, your father has all these amazing recordings from way back. Like I was looking at his YouTube again this afternoon, and like he's got, you know, videos dating all the way back to, I mean, 2005 looks like. Some of them, you know, like the videos themselves, the oldest ones are dated like 19 years. But then he's got the actual date, right, of the show, and it's like 2005. He's got Langhorne Slim on here, from that same time frame, I guess,
Oh,
when they were
wow.
performing together at something called the Avett Jubilee in Charlotte.
Yeah, I think I have that recording still too. Yeah.
And then they have, I think he has a video from Greensboro from September 2006 that's got Talking Blues, and that is, I keep talking to people about it. It's my absolute chase song for the Avets, but it's not something I'm ever gonna get right. Like
You never get
that's
that.
like
Yeah.
their version of Talking Blues. Like a lot of people, like a lot of country singers or roots or folk singers, like take that song and like write their own lyrics for it. And I think
We
it's
had that whole
way
conversation with Dave Partridge about that.
right. It's way too inappropriate for them to perform probably in today's day and age. But I love that recording because they're like on the street in Greensboro and it's like super raw.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm looking at the ones I have because I the ones that looked like I should save, I tried to. So like I got like I got the Nemo catalog and the Margot demos, like, and let's see, there's Charlottesville 2 CDs, there's the complete demos Nemo, then complete demos Margot Nemo again, old time country and bluegrass. That was maybe one of their first ones, it seemed like. Then there's the Morning, the Silver, and the Bell. That's the Darling one that Seth had signed for that. And then there's
That's awesome.
Country Was, and
Heard of it.
I think I have some Greensboro stuff. Like I want to say Flying Anvil.
Yeah. Well, there's one of these videos. It's dated 13 years ago, but it says summer of 2002, and it looks like they're standing out in front of a business of some kind on a sidewalk.
Oh, gosh.
I
I have to deep dive his YouTube tonight. I did not research well on that.
This is the one. It says it's the Avett Brothers perform in front of the Wine Vault. So this is like super early days. Like I think. Actually, his caption says, "This is the earliest video I have of them performing."
How about that? Now he's credited with like founding them on his radio show. What did he have them on the show, or just? I know he heard them at Merlefest way back in the day, and did he just start playing their music on the radio?
He started pushing their music hard, and and that was right around like when. Like he was starting to like just catch some like I guess some popularity otherwise or whatever. So like it just like was kind of like the right place, the right time, and like he just I just think that honestly, if anything, like if anybody was like extra, it was probably the Avetts being extra awesome about recognizing people that like got them where they are. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people forget where they came from real quick and forget the people that, gave them that hand up and stuff like that. But I just think that that's just, I mean, from what I get, like that's the opposite of them. And so like, I don't think he necessarily did a whole lot, but like it did to be, like sitting and by Doc Watson's chair at Merlefest or whatever, like you don't just get there. So yeah, I mean, he had them on, and he pushed them hard, but I think he probably like one of the bigger things was probably convincing venue owners to book them.
Yeah, and that's you keep talking about all the stuff that the brothers did for him over the years, giving him CDs and signed stuff and all. I mean, he gave them their first break. So of course, I mean, they're gonna like remember that, and obviously they have and always have remembered that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't think that you could expect that from like I don't want to like just generally blanketly speak badly about artists, but like I mean, I don't think you certainly see that level from any artist. Like I mean, but like Langhorne Slim's been really great. Like the Holy Ghost Tent Revival's been really great. Like a lot of the groups that are in that kind of circle, like it seems like they've just blessed him with insane amounts of like, I mean, everything from Caleb Caudle's autograph, everything from the Holy Ghost Tent Revival. There's like a Japanese CD that's still sealed. It's all in Japanese. It's called So Loud or So Hard I Screamed or So Loud I Screamed. But it's all like it's just a Japanese release. I don't think it ever came out in America according to Discogs. And then like there's an album that's he's got several copies of that has a burned CD of a live show from them in it, and it has a hand typed out note from them that's like 3 pages long. It's like a sing-along thing with like also notes about the family, and then a picture. I want to say it's a Polaroid. It's a random family photo that you'd find on the fridge, and like it's just weird stuff that they threw in there. And the other, like the second record, doesn't have as many pages to the note, and as many, like it didn't have the extra CD with it. So they were just throwing stuff together to give.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Same
That's
with
Let me
really
ask. Let me ask about. I want to talk about the concerts too. Or do you have something, Todd? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that video that you threw up at the wine
Oh,
vault.
okay. Yep.
Was that the concert that Dolph discovered them at the wine vault? Isn't that like the first time he saw them? Like in the early 2000s?
That's
Or am I
right.
crazy?
If I understand correctly, he easily could have been there. Like
Could have been. I
that's
don't know if
probably-
it's. I don't know if it's the show. We'll
Right.
have to do
They
some
probably played there
sleuthing
a
on that.
bunch of times, but that was the
But
place.
2002, so that's
That's
rough. That's a
early.
couple. That's a couple of years into them playing.
Yeah.
I think.
there was two. Like I had a few CDs from '02 that he had amassed in his collection of like live CDs. Like probably just trading with the various Tims and people like like that, like because they were soundboard recordings and stuff. But like '02 was the earliest. Now I think the earliest soundboard recording, like when they started doing that, was '04 or '05. But yeah, to see the few before that, like was kind of unique. Like Live at the Double Door Inn, I want to say, was one of the first.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
definitely is. Yep.
Well, I know they talked about this. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, in the documentary, I think some of your father's material was featured in that. If I'm not mistaken.
It had
I
to be,
believe
right?
so. He wouldn't have told me, but I do think someone else did. Like he
Yeah.
didn't. Like he was private about.
Because to me, like I don't recall ever watching this video, but it looks familiar. So I almost wonder if it's like that's the footage they put in the film.
I wouldn't.
Must be,
I wouldn't.
right?
He would have. It would have taken it on a Nikon D70 because he didn't have. He wasn't bringing like video cameras around. Like but easily could have been. Like I mean, he did it. He pulled some shots out of that old D70 that's sitting right over there. Like I don't know if you ever got the folders of his concert images and stuff, but I can certainly share those with you guys if you want.
No, that would be awesome.
They're
I
phenomenal.
would love
Yeah,
to.
please.
But so we know he, like we're saying, those were the early days, and then I was looking at his Tim sent us his profile from the November Blue database, and I wanted to show. Let's see here. So it starts later. So it has the timeline starts actually, interestingly enough, at their first. I think this is their first performance at Merlefest, and that was in 2004. So everything before that, there's a gap where it's not showing everything that he did. But from then on, all the way through later years, like I mean, it's I think 130 some shows in that time, so which is amazing. And there's so many videos that are listed in here as well.
That's
So
interesting.
how many times did you go see the Avett Brothers yourself?
None.
Really?
Well, I knew there was one time at the Green Bean, but I don't count that. I didn't get to see them like at a big show, like just a local like coffee shop show that I kind of just kind of dismissed because it was a free coffee shop show, like or whatever.
Right.
Like but he was so like he was like you wouldn't like him, and I being like I mean I listen to a lot of like urban stuff and like electronic stuff, but I also listen to a lot of classic stuff too. Like I just don't know, but like I have liked what I've heard. He talked about him so much, I just felt like I couldn't even begin to start a conversation about them with him. Like
Right.
so we would talk about like other stuff, like like I mean like other bands that like he was kind of interested in that I liked, like Rasputina was one of them. That's one of the songs that I included on there. Like, and he'd bought tickets to go see them, and it was going to be one of the last shows we went to, but and then COVID canceled it, so that we missed that tour.
Well, check this out. I found the Green Bean on December 11th, 2004.
Wow.
So
There you
it's
go.
in here. But there's no photos, no set list, no anything from that show, so it's kind of a missing artifact.
I believe I had like I used to have I think I might still have a CD of that show, honestly.
So so he has videos of some of that stuff from back then, though, on his YouTube, I assume.
I don't know if you could have
Some of it.
posted them on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what Dolph's position was on a lot of that, but I know that like he was pretty tight to the vest with a lot of the stuff that he got because he wouldn't have been in that loop if he let it out, you know.
Exactly,
So like, it got kind of like people like, oh, I knew of your dad. I didn't know your dad, but I knew of him. And like some of the people I talked to were like, oh, I've been in your house. I've met your mom. You know, so it's crazy. Like he knew more people than I do for sure.
Well, why don't we talk
about people?
And I mean,
ahead,
just venues. I mean, like the amount of venues he's gone to is insane.
Oh, I bet.
Something's beeping. He took me like to probably 250 concerts.
Now you have a stack of concert tickets, right? The ticket stubs in front of you there somewhere.
Couple.
Are these all the shows you went to with him?
I went to a lot of these. These are just a small chunk of like his. A lot of these I got for him. Like we would how we would do it back in the lottery days of Ticketmaster would be bring all our friends to Peaches or wherever, and we'd all get a lottery ticket, and whichever one had the lowest one would hand it to my dad, and everyone else would go home. And we'd get like 18 people there, and there'd be like 6 others that we didn't know. Chances are we're getting at least the first shot at it. And so like I ended up getting him like front row Rolling Stones tickets that way. And there that ticket's right around here somewhere.
What year was that one?
That was there's a couple Rolling Stones ones in here, but there's let's see. I'm gonna go through them as I see them. I got Alison Krauss, like that was 05. Fleetwood Mac in 2003. Greensboro Coliseum. Jimmy Cliff, Ziggy's. David Byrne and the Tosca Strings in 2004. David Byrne, Ziggy's. You can always recognize Ziggy's tickets. BB King music. This is where he got me to meet BB King at a blues festival. I mean, I met Aretha Franklin. I met Little Richard. Like crazy like amounts of people, like Eric Clapton and stuff like that. Steely Dan at Walnut Creek. This is maybe the one. Rolling Stones '97. It was around then. Doesn't say who they were playing with, but yeah, like here's Merle Fest from. They don't like to put years on a lot of these. Counting Crows in '94. I was at that. Don Dixon.
Oh, wow.
I went to see Don Dixon probably 100 times with them, along with Steve Forbert was another one of his favorite artists.
Counting Crows in '94. That's a pretty big deal. Back in '94, they were huge.
Yeah, I got to.
That was my senior year in high school.
Yeah, yeah. I was a sophomore. Yeah, I got to shake old singer's hand. What's his name? Adam Duritz.
Yeah.
There's let's see. There's some really cool ones in here though. There's like a lot of Steve Forbert. He always gave us comp tickets when he came into town. Joe Jackson and Todd Rundgren.
Oh,
got
wow.
the Jayhawks. You got
Jayhawks, nice.
another Rolling Stones in '99. This one easily could have been that one too. This one's at Charlotte Coliseum. BB King.
So your dad knew some people here, obviously. Definitely knew some people.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps going. Like, I mean, there's some pretty interesting Black Crows at Ziggy's. A lot of
Ziggy's. I love so I'm from Winston-Salem, and I was born in Greensboro, but I grew up in Winston-Salem, and Ziggy's was like the place to go to for live music.
Absolutely. Like, I find what's crazy is
so many acts.
Where it moved to in Greensboro, I used to be the promoter for their electronic shows. It was called Artistica, and they did like a Latino night, and like and that's where Ziggy's is now. It's crazy. Like
I heard that they were rebuilding like a new venue in Winston as well, though. They were going to reopen it this year sometime or something. I heard
that would be good.
Heard a vicious rumor, but I didn't even know they were still in Greensboro. I knew that they have like this location down in Wilmington or something, right?
I believe so. They're like the cat's cradle. They like to throw stuff everywhere they can.
Yep.
I think like every time I go to the Cat's Cradle, I wind up in the small room in the back, and I'm like, how is this a small room?
Right.
It seems like it's the big room. I don't know.
My favorite memories though of I just calling out some most I probably don't even remember who I saw there, but I was a big fan of Sex Police when I was in college, and that was we had Sex Police and Hootie and the Blowfish and Bus Stop and bands like that would come around, right?
Oh, Bus Stop, man, I
Bus
totally
Stop
remember.
was awesome, man. Like Evan, what's his name? The
Evan
lead
Wilson?
singer, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw Dave Matthews Band and Ziggy's, and there were like 50 people in the room, and I was like as close
Wow,
to, I
that's
was like
cool.
10 feet away from the saxophone player. Like it was insane.
I picked out some good ones. All right, we got Ry Cooder and Ricky Skaggs, Rod Stewart, Bruce Springsteen and the East Street Band in 2000, um, Aretha Franklin, which I got to meet her at that. And then another Rolling Stones, and that's 2005. Then there's Bonnie Raitt and Jackson Brown,
Oh, geez.
Elvis Costello, Fleetwood Mac, Jackson Brown, Jackie Wilson Story, um, Mark Knopfler, a whole lot of Mark Knopfler. But yeah, and like this was just like the stack that I happened to grab or whatever. Like there's a few Avets like 2013.
Now, are all these shows in North Carolina that he saw?
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks to be.
Okay,
And
because
then,
I on the database I noticed that all of his Avid shows were in North Carolina. Like he didn't see them in any other state. It's kind of like
well, he
me.
did go to
I've
Red
only seen
Rocks
them
to
in
see
New
him.
York.
He
What's
went to.
that?
He got to go to Red Rocks to see him. Like one
Oh,
of his
okay. I
shows.
must have missed that on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that's not North Carolina.
no, it's but like I remember him talking about it, and it's like he's like I've been wanting to do this. I should have done it earlier, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, I wish I could go with you. That sounds awesome. I've always wanted to go to Red Rocks and never have, but like, um, but yeah, I mean, like, this is the Cheerwine Avett Brothers show, and I have
Oh
the
yeah.
shirt from this that has the Cheerwine logo. It's like Avett written in Cheerwine,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
That's
But
fun.
yeah,
I think we went to a couple of those. I think they did maybe 4 of those. Like they were charity benefit concerts.
okay, okay.
Yeah. I remember going to one that was just one of the most rockin' crazy times I had ever seen the band, honestly.
Yeah, Nathan Ryan has seen the Avets over 100 times, by the way. I don't know if you realize that.
Nice. That's I mean, I totally get it. Like I mean, I like from what I've seen, like I would love to I want to see them like at a big show, like a New Year's Eve show or something for the first time. I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to just kind of ease into it. If I'm going to see them, I want to see them go
Well,
all out.
guess what? They are coming to Greensboro in April, and they are going to be like they haven't. I mean, they've only performed in Greensboro like for New Year's shows in the last decade at least or more, and so they're doing a Greensboro show on a normal
Well,
night, and it's going to
Nathan,
be
you better
with.
be there.
Well, it's going to be with. It's going to be
Mike
their.
Patton, what I-
It's going to be their collaboration with Mike Patton. So
yes,
Oh, one of
that's
those. Yeah,
my
okay.
question. He is my
yeah.
hands down favorite singer alive to this day.
Well,
Okay, well
you
then
better be there
I
then.
think that means we need to hook up then.
Yeah,
We
let's
can
go.
get you in there.
That would be awesome. Like I have hated like of all the people that I've seen, like Faith. I mean, he stood outside while I watched Pantera and Sepultura and Prong and like 13 Marilyn Manson shows, and you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like that would be amazing because
Yeah.
like, all the shows like I never got to see them.
I think they're cooking up something crazy. I mean, it was kind of weird like everybody was asking them like what is this tour going to be like, and Scott's like I don't know. We're going in a room to figure it out.
Right.
So it's definitely going to be different, and I think they did a preview in New York like a month ago or something, and everybody was kind of blown away by what they were doing live.
Right. Yep, they did.
I didn't like the first like track that I heard. I thought it was kind of weak, but the second one I did like. But like, I'm not gonna ever sell Mike Patton short. Like, I just need to hear the whole thing.
Well,
Like,
here's the thing. Like I was the same way, but the more I listened to it, it grew on me and I really like it now. So I think if you keep listening to it, you'll like it.
I
it
also think
seems
it's just a different ball game when you listen to anything they do live. Like, I mean,
Well,
honestly,
right, of
I could
course.
take it or leave it with all the studio recordings. Like,
yeah.
most of their performances are like completely different live, and that's what I get into.
That's where I definitely like recognize that, and that's why like I've never really like put their records on and seriously tried to like give them a fair. I want to see them. Like I don't like my dad was never like you got to check out these guys' studio work or whatever.
Right.
And then Rick Rubin's involved, and of course, you know what I mean. Like I'll always check out Rick Rubin's studio work, whatever. But but no, it was always about the live stuff, and and I don't want to hear it. I want to watch it. I want to be there and see it. Like, cause I don't know. It just feels. I wouldn't want to remote view it. I hope that would be really great. Like you said,
well, and that's my judgment. That's my judgment of any band is like if live has got to be better than recording, not the other way around.
Right.
Yeah,
definitely.
if you don't, because I mean, it's a synergistic energy. Like, I mean, like you could be like the Smashing Pumpkins and record every syllable until the album's done. But like, or you could belt it out and you're like, yeah, we're just gonna do it like Guns N' Roses style in this one take or whatever. And that's what that's where the magic is. And
the Avetts live. There's nothing like the Avetts live. They're so good, so good.
So I think it's in Greensboro. I'll send you some info after the show.
Cool. Yeah. You guys got to hook up and go. I probably won't be able to make it down. I think I'm going to be in Vegas at that time for work again.
Well,
I like live out there, it seems like. Anyway,
I'm
like a certified tour guy. I spent the first like 46, 47 years of my life never going there. And now I like go 3 times a year. It's insane. Anyway, work related though. It's all work related. So you picked some music for the episode. We haven't done this in a while. Like we haven't had as many shows as as we used to do. So you picked some music. You listen to different kinds of music. Obviously, you've been talking about it. Tell me what you picked for the episode and why you picked the songs that you picked.
Well, there's
in front of you.
yeah, let me see. Like just so I am refreshed, but like the like there's a Rasputin song that I picked that I like always wanted him to hear live, and it's a live rendition of them doing "Wish You Were Here," and you don't mess with that song unless you're gonna at least hold a candle to theirs, and you don't like. I mean, it's not something you just flirt with, but this is 3 girls with electric cellos, and effects racks, and they're amazing. So like I picked that one. Let's see, what else did
I have it right here. You want me to go down? We got Don Dixon.
Yeah, that song used to make me cry growing up. It was a toss-up between that and Jack and Diane from John Mellencamp. That was my song as a kid growing up, but Renaissance Eyes just made me cry. Like, and as a kid, like it was my first experience in just like profound beauty in something that made me happy cry. Like, and I just didn't quite get it. And every other time I heard like Don do that song, it never sounded right. I wanted that version, like so I found that version. That's the version, but it's just cool. Like I later came to appreciate like his amount of work in the music industry through my dad. Like, and he's got so many like rare, like authorized bootleg records by him pressed on one side and then painted on the other and stuff. Like just weird, random Don Dixon stuff. Like a lot of that. So that's one that struck me like I thought should belong there.
And then you got the Pretenders, Private Life dub mix. What's that all about?
I found that like when I started getting into like dub music, like I was playing like I moved from dancehall reggae from Kingston. That my friend was working on a cruise and bringing me back like 45s of dancehall, and I started moving into like Lee Scratch Perry and more dub related stuff and more chill stuff. And then I found this private. It is a dub song if you think about it. But it's an even more dubbed out version of it. And on the other side of the 12 inches is Grace Jones doing it, which is, and it's on YouTube. They're both great versions. I had a hard time picking, but I went with the Pretenders because I had the Chrissy Hynde picture behind me and everything. Speaking of Vegas, like the only time I saw them was in Vegas, and that was a riot. She stopped the show mid-song. I was like, if I see any more effing binoculars looking at me, the show's over. And I was like, what? Like, this lady's mean, Dad. I like them. Like, that was my memory of them. She was
good
serious.
Old Vegas. Good old Vegas. All right, so then you got CeeLo Green.
Yeah, that's a song that like when I played it for my dad, he was genuinely like kind of off put that I was just the rapper that he was just making fun of, like not having any talent. I kind of tricked him into it, but I was like, yeah, listen to some Goody Mob. Like, yeah, like, doesn't that sound intelligent? No. Like, and I'm like, well, what do you think about this? He's like, yeah, this is good. When is this from? I'm like, yeah, after Goody Mob. He's like, what? Like, that's the rapper that was just rapping. And he was like, wait, and that's before Crazy came out and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like
All Day Love Affair is the song.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it sounds like it was written in the 70s and everyone already should know it.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love
That's
that.
why I picked that one.
And then you got Chromeo.
Yeah, I played Chromeo for a second for my dad, and like it took him under 10 seconds to be like, somebody's been listening to Hall & Oates. And if you listen to Chromeo, like you definitely hear it. And then like next thing I know, I'm looking at, there's a show called like Live from Daryl's House. Oh, who's on it? Chromeo. And like they're doing they're doing Hall & Oates songs and Chromeo songs all together, and I was like, wow, he nailed it. He called that like on the nose. So, yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
All
right, man. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for coming on with us. This was a lot of fun. Like, you're full of information. I think we could go on for another hour. But one last thing before I let you go. Tim Mossberger reached out to me, and he said he just wanted to let you know how much your dad meant to the Avett Brothers community, going back to like the message board days, which is, that's before I was a fan. I don't know much about that, but he just wanted to let you know how much your dad meant to everybody, and he's missed. And it's been almost a year already, right, since he's been gone. I didn't know him. I never talked to him. I never really interacted with him, but I heard about him. I knew about him. So Tim wanted to make sure you heard that, and thanks for coming on and talking about him. It's really awesome.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. It's always good to think about him and reminisce. And like, yeah, it was. I had met last time I corresponded with Tim. Is like I was looking through some of his CDs and pull a Post-it note up, and I'm like, David, thanks Tim M. And I was like, I just sent him a picture of his Post-it note that he had sent my dad probably a decade before. But that's awesome. He's that and they were able to, like, they posted some really cool video clips that were really nice to see of like them stopping the show to shake his hand or whatever. And
I know your dad was a huge wealth of knowledge for Tim and everything he's done for the Avett community as well. So I know they worked hand in hand a lot together. So very cool stuff. Excellent. All right. Well, Nathan, thank you so much, man. This was so much fun.
I had a great time.
Thanks, Nathan.
Awesome. Play some of your tunes. We'll see you soon. Take care.